So welcome to another episode of the Oh Hell No podcast. Today I have Joanne B. Kaminski. She is an online tutor business coach, and we are going to find out how she built her business, what she's helping people to accomplish, and why she loves this, why she's passionate about it. So welcome to the podcast, Joanne. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So the first thing I want to ask you is tell us three things that you're passionate about.
Teaching kids to read was a huge passion of mine and really being able to help them. I'm also really passionate about my family and just being as present as I possibly can for them. And then, while I love teaching kids reading, I kind of feel like that's more like that was my my passion. But then when I started helping tutors be able to start their own tutoring business, I learned that that's my mission.
Oh, wow. I love it. That whole present thing with the family, that's like, I'm still working on that because sometimes my daughter's talking to me and she's like, are you listening to me? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm really trying to do like two things at once. So I love
Yes.
that you said that. That's something I definitely need to work on.
We all have our areas, that is for sure. Nobody is perfect, and it was just something that I wanted to really put into place in my life. And sometimes I still find that I'm having a conversation in my head when my kids are talking to me. And I'm like, okay, I have to shut that story off so I can listen to them. Like it's an actual physical thing almost, it feels like inside of my head. Like I'll be like, oh, hold on one second. I see that you're talking to me. And I did not hear what you just said. Could you repeat that?
Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. So, where did you start your professional career? Meaning, like, what was the first thing that you did graduating college? Like, what were you doing?
Mhm. I went into teaching right away. So I was a third grade teacher and um, quickly moved on up the ranks. And my next year as a third grade teacher, I also was asked to train the other teachers in our reading program. And then the year after that, I was asked to train the trainers in the reading program that we did. So I was traveling all over the country and teaching in my classroom. And then I went back to school to become a reading specialist.
Wow. So, while you were a third grade teacher, that's when you really realized that you were good at teaching other people.
Oh, for sure. And well, I think the main thing that I realized was how big the problem was with teaching kids to read. I was in the inner city and there were so many kids in my third grade class that were not at a third grade reading level. And that's when I started realizing like, wow, this is a really big problem. Like it's not just, I mean, these kids came to me not being able to read. By third grade, you'd expect them to know how to read.
Yeah, for sure. And then guys, there are a lot of teachers who are teachers, but they're really not good at teaching. So that's
Sure.
what I said, what you realized when you were teaching that this was something that you were really good at because it's a skill to like
It
really be
is.
able to impart knowledge on someone else or teach them something that they're not getting. Like my daughter complains about her teachers because I'm her mother and she has a lot of opinions and I teach her all the things that I learned as an adult, about emotional
Yeah.
intelligence, mindfulness and things like that.
Mhm.
And at school she finds that a lot of her teachers sometimes, like, if she doesn't get something, they kind of like put you down or ridicule you or say
Mhm.
things that make you feel like, oh geez, I know I'm supposed to know this but it's not clicking.
Yeah,
And when you tell someone you're supposed to know this, like, that's not helping them feel confident about coming to you for help. So
exactly,
there is a real skill,
exactly.
at being a teacher. So I
And
love
there's
that.
so many skills
Yeah.
too that are involved because you have to have the classroom management. Not only do you have to know how to teach, but you have to have the classroom management in place too. And all while you're dealing with, administration telling you like, here's the curriculum that you need to teach. And you're like, wait a minute, the curriculum is not at a grade level where my class is at. So there are so many different pieces that are involved in the
Yeah.
entire process.
It's a lot. It's a big job. That's why, one, I feel like teachers should really be paid a lot more. And two, I think they should be vetted more carefully, you know, because it is a really important role. And I think a lot of times people don't realize how important that job is. Like to me, I put that job like at the top. I mean, you're teaching our children, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's really
Yeah.
important.
Our
So,
most prized possessions, right?
right. So,
Yeah.
and it's like you said, it's a lot.
Mhm.
So, how did you start an online business? Like you're teaching, you're traveling, you're teaching other people, you know, more than just children. When did it click to you that, hey, I'm going to transition into being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, it actually came because the administration changed, our principal left, and the new principal that came on in, just things weren't clicking, and I started realizing, um, I'm not really getting anywhere right now. I feel like I'm stagnant. I feel like each year we have a 50% turnover of our teachers. I'm trying to teach them how to teach these reading skills to kids, and they're all first year teachers. So they're all struggling with the same things that I struggled with as a teacher, which is like classroom management in that first year. So they really didn't even have a lot of time to be able to teach the reading because they were trying to deal with classroom management. So I was like, I don't know if I can like make a huge difference with reading scores at this school. There are so many things that are against me that I have no control over. And so I went to a new school thinking, oh, the grass will be greener over there, right? And it was not. It was 10 times worse. Even though 90% of the kids were reading on grade level at this new school, the administration situation was out of this world. It was a terrible staff relationships, or just there was so much animosity between different teachers. And it was such a terrible work environment that I ended up getting sick. I had this pain in my side that kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I was in and out of the hospital. And I finally took a leave of absence for 3 months. And when I came back from that leave of absence, I sat down in my office chair and I just heard that voice that said, "You're not meant to be here." And I was kind of, at that point in time, I was kind of like shook because I was like, my entire identity is based on helping kids with reading and helping teachers. And if I'm not a reading specialist, who am I? Right. And it was such like a really defining moment for me. And so I did decide that leaving the school system was gonna be the best decision for me. So I left the school system, tried 5 businesses that I failed at in the next year, before deciding that I was gonna start doing some online reading tutoring. And, even when I started the online reading tutoring, I wasn't sure, am I gonna do this solo or am I gonna do this on my own? And when I started, like, taking a look at how much they were gonna pay me if I worked for a company, they were gonna pay me 10 to $20 an hour. Now, I don't know about you, but gone I had gone to college, I had gotten my master's, I
Mhm.
had so much experience, and I think, "Oh my gosh, like, that's what you pay people right out of high school. That's not what you pay, people who have the kind of experience that I have." And so then I soon realized, you know what? The only difference between me and those companies is they know how to market my services. If I learn how to market my services, then I can get my own students. And so that's exactly what I did. I took all the information I learned from those 5 businesses that I failed at, applied them to starting my own business as an online reading tutor, and in the first 2 years had booked my own online reading tutoring business, solid.
Wow, that's great. I love that you share that you started 4 other businesses before that and they weren't successful because people think that, oh, this whole, oh, be an entrepreneur thing is like so
Yeah.
easy, and it's not, guys. It's really not. And I know I say this all the time. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, but I just want you to get that it's not. Those people are lying.
Right?
They're
They
lying.
really are. To
They
say, "Oh,
are.
you don't have to hustle, take the hustle out." Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you wanna be successful, you better get the hustle in, because your students, your clients, whatever it is that you are in, they are not just gonna come flocking to you because you create a website, right? It just isn't gonna happen. You're gonna have to put some hustle into it to be able to really get it going. Then you can take the hustle out. Then once you get this up and going, you get this momentum going, then other things begin to take place and you don't have to work as hard to keep it in motion, which is really a beautiful place to be, but that's not where you start.
Right. And I love that. And that's what I'm just trying to say, guys. I'm not telling you not to do your stuff. I think you should absolutely change your dream, chase your dreams. That's what this podcast is really here for, to encourage you. But I also want to give you the real deal that it's going
Mm.
to be a lot of work. That's why you keep your day job until, you are able
Yes.
to, do whatever you want to do on your own. So you just talked about the hustle. What were some of your challenges when you first started your business? Like, what was one thing that really was like hard to, overcome? And then what happened? What changed that made things a little bit easier in that area?
I think reading all of the advice that was out there online that was just not, useful for my specific business that I have. Everything that you see says like, make business cards. I'm like, oh, okay, well that's really easy. Go to Vistaprint, make some business cards. Whoop, whoop. I'm feeling like professional now. Coming from the teaching world, you don't feel very professional, but here I am, like I'm like legit now. Like I have a business card. Like there was like status like associated with that, right? And then I soon realized I didn't really use those business cards, and I also didn't realize that, like, when you make a change to your business, like, I don't know, getting a professional business name, then you have to rechange all of those business cards. And it was like, "Oh, I just bought like 250 because they were such a good price. And I've only used five. And so then I had to like create new business cards because everyone says create business cards, right? But here's what I have found is like I find strategies that work better. And then that's what I teach to people. So, and like in what we do as an online tutor, it's not like I'm going to a lot of networking events where I need to hand out my business cards. If I get in a conversation with somebody out in the real world about what it is that I do and they're a good fit to take the next step, all I have to do is say, would you mind giving me your email address and I will send you a message later? Because if I wait for them to take that next action, guess what? It could be months, it could be years, or it could get thrown in the garbage and they never do. And so I have to be a little bit more forceful a little bit than just kind of hoping that they give me a call, like being like, okay, well, this is a good fit. I need to take the next action. And you know what that shows? It shows initiative. And a lot of people don't see it as that, right? But it's initiative. And when I purchase something or I'm looking for a certain kind of service, I appreciate people who take initiative, not those people who leave me waiting for weeks on end or never get back to me. So I just kind of take that into my own business and put that forth. But some of those things were really frustrating. I would say all like tech stuff online, like how to redirect a website, like buying the URL and then having it like redirect to the right
Oh, yeah.
site and like plugging all those things. And I remember so many times like wanting to like bang my head against a wall over those simple little, like they seem like they should be simple little things, but at the time it was like everything I had to learn, right? It wasn't like I just had that information downloaded. And some people would say, well, just hire somebody to go do that. And that's great, but there's so many tutors that get kind of screwed over with that mentality because they'll charge you, 1,000 up to $10,000 to do the website for you.
Yeah.
And then if you want to do anything on your website, you have to hire them again because
Right.
you don't know how to do it. So I figured, I might as well learn how to do this the right way so that I know how to go in and out of my own website. So many people, I've just watched them like take the other route of hiring somebody. And, in the beginning, you're not bringing in that much money that it's going to be a good return of investment. Sometimes your time is the best return of investment that you can give versus trying to throw money at solutions.
I love that. Yep, I agree. I do my own websites too. Thank God I have a friend who helped me with my Oh Hell No podcast website. So she helped me with it, but I know the ins and outs of it and I can get in and out. And when I'm stuck on something, I can call her and say, oh my God, can you help me with this? And she's amazing. So yeah,
Hmm.
guys, that what Joanne said, and also creating good relationships with people who can help.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's why it's so
So
important, I think, to be part of like a community and a team, which is what I've tried to create for tutors. It's just like this community of people who are willing to help you when you get stuck. And they are, they don't feel like, they feel like they're paying it forward because somebody helped them as they were kind of going through the process.
yeah, for sure. So what advice would you give to people who want to start an online business? Like if there was one thing that you could tell them about starting an online business, what's the one thing that you would say?
I would say people are not going to find you by accident. Um, just because you create a website doesn't mean that websites don't work if people don't come to your website. Um, it means that you need to point people in the direction of your business. Like you have to get out there and get creative in so many different ways for your business. Think old school signs, flyers, all those kinds of things. They still work for getting students for an online tutoring business. And then even online, like start thinking about like it's so different when you start your own business. It's not like going to school, right? You go to school and they tell you exactly what you need to learn. When you start your own business, you now get to be in the driver's seat of your own education. So be in that driver's seat. What is it that you need to learn next? Do you need to invest in a coach? Do you need to invest in a certain course? Do you need to read a book? Whatever that is, listen to podcasts. um, Take all of that information in, and as you need it, right? If you're like, okay, what's the next thing that I need to learn? And that's always where I was in the beginning. What is the next thing I need to learn to be successful? And if you're always taking that road, you are on the road to success.
So tell us about your tutor business. How does it work? Like, what do you give, offer people? Who's your audience? Give us the lay of the land.
Yeah. So I kind of have like two audiences, right? Because I do my own online reading tutoring. I don't have to advertise or reach out or do any of those kinds of things anymore because I've built so many relationships and I've had so many success stories with my own students that they refer me. So that's a beautiful thing. Like that piece of my business kind of is like self running so that I can now help other tutors. In fact, I've had to say no to clients because I want to be able to help more tutors be able to get their businesses up and running with success and not be steered in the wrong direction of all those people online that are saying, oh, all you need to do is create a Facebook ad or a Google ad and you'll have all of your clients flocking to you. Well, the thing is, when you're like me in the beginning stages of creating your business, you don't even know what your message is. You think you want to tutor everything under the sun because you can, and that's not going to help you get clients. So, my goal is to really be able to help tutors be able to get the results inside of their business. So, we have a couple of different ways people that are just getting started. They can download the 50 plus ways to be able to get online tutoring students. That's at onlinetutorcoach.com/50, and you'll be able to grab your own copy of that. Like, what are some of the things that I can specifically do to get students? And each one of those ways has worked to be able to get clients. We guide people through that are just getting started, or even people who have started their own online tutoring business, but it was just kind of like trial and error. And now they're looking for the secrets to success. Like they're like, okay, like I've got a few clients, but I don't have as many clients as I want. We guide them through a program called Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass. I have coaches that guide them through the steps of how to create that success. And then from there, we have an ongoing community of our Insider Secrets Club where tutors get continual online education in how to run their business. So we really dive deep into like how do you be consistent with your blog and write your blog? How do you create videos and create those so that you get success? How do you use Instagram so that you can really use that as a powerful tool, not only for people to hire you, but also to research you? Because this is one of the things that I kind of learned online is that people are going to try to find you in as many places as they can and research everything about you because they want to know that they're hiring the right person for the job. So it's just continuing to build those relationships with other tutors because tutors are fantastic referral partners, but tutors do not refer people they do not know. They really like to get to know you because they feel like when they refer somebody, it's their reputation that's on the line as well. And so really that's why I've decided like creating a community of online tutors is such a powerful tool for every single one of these tutors because you could run your entire business off of referrals.
So, do you ever tutor people from another country who are trying to learn English?
That's interesting. So I don't tutor ESL, so that's an entire different area. So I tutor reading,
Mhm.
but I do tutor other kids from other parts of the world. Sometimes their parents, like I've tutored a kid in Japan. His mom was from Canada, and she was going to be taking her kids to Canada for 4 months, and she was going to be placing them in the school system. And she wanted to make sure that her kids could read English on grade level. And so I helped her specific kids, but I wasn't helping them really speak English because they already spoke English. They just couldn't read English on grade level. So that's like as close as I've kind of gotten into that world. But I specifically work with a lot of the people around the world actually do speak English. So I work with tutors from Australia, UK, Canada, all over the United States. We even have some tutors that are in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's so cool, all the different people that you can meet from all around the world that speak English. We got lots of tutors actually from India. Um, it's amazing.
Wow. So you're really tutoring, sorry. You're
Oh,
actually, I just saw a message on my other computer. It's like- so you're actually tutoring other tutors on how to start a business, a tutoring business, and getting them up to par on how to run their business. That's your passion. That's where your
yes,
love is.
yes,
Okay, got
yes,
it. All right. So
yeah.
through this whole process, what have you learned about yourself?
And I'm really resilient. Like like things can come my way and I don't see them as problems or things that are going to stop me. I'm constantly looking for solutions. Um, I don't know if I was always solutions oriented, but I think that has been something that's really helped have that success. The fact that I don't give up, I keep going. Sometimes I need to like analyze and figure out, is this still the path that I want to be on? And then when I decide, yes, this is still the path that I want to be on, I get even more energized and excited. And I've learned that I can actually be somebody who motivates other people. I get emails every single day that are so touching from people that either have watched my videos on YouTube or they've read my book or they've been a part of my community, my free community that I have. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've been part of your community forever. Thank you so much for what you do." I guess I never really like saw myself as somebody who could be in that role to motivate other people and inspire them with their business.
Love it. So on the Oh Hell No podcast, I always ask my guests to share an Oh Hell No moment that has taught them something, changed their perspective, changed their life, just a moment that you really got some news or feedback that wasn't what you were expecting, good, bad, or indifferent, and you learned something from it. Is there a moment that you can think of that you'd like to share with us?
Oh yeah, I have 2 moments. So the first one was, in the school system right before I left, and at first, I was heartbroken when I made that decision that I was going to leave, and I just kinda said to myself, why do you want to stay? Like, it felt like there was like job security there, right? And like, I won't be able to pay for my house. And if I can't pay for my house, then I'm going to have to move to into an apartment. We're not going to have enough money to be able to pay for the kids. And all of a sudden, I had that, oh, hell no moment. I was like, oh, hell no. That is such a lie. Like, you're going down this road that is so not true. Stop. And it was like, you need to leave. You need to take care of your family. You need to take care of your health. And so that was the first oh hell no moment. The second one is actually saying no to clients that are being difficult with you. So I had one parent, she wanted me to tape every single one of my sessions. And she had told me that she wanted me to tape them so that she could help her child in between sessions. That seemed fair. And so I said, I'm more than happy to do that. Well, one day I was having a bad computer day. You know how we all have them, right? And
Right.
this parent had already been like going down this road. She was asking for homework every single day of the week, but she couldn't get into the homework system, and so she was having tech issues. And now she takes a look at this recording, and she's like, "You were 5 minutes late." And no, she said, "My son was 5 minutes late. You should have given him 5 minutes more. Number one." Number 2, she said, she started, like, critiquing the way that I was teaching,
Oh
and
no.
then number 3, she ended up saying, "Your computer was really slow," which it was just a bad computer day, like, so I had, like, all these things going on. I'm like, "You know what? This parent has already been so difficult up to this point." I just said to her, it sounds like this isn't going to be a tutoring situation that's really going to work. Thank you so much, for trying it out. I'm going to give you a refund for the rest of the month." And of course, she started to say, "I would like a refund for all the sessions I did." I said, "Well, I'm not going to give you a refund for the sessions I did, but I'm more than happy to give you a refund for the rest of the sessions that we haven't covered. And I'm sorry that this didn't end up working out." And I was just like, I'm not going to fight for this customer. She is being so difficult, and I've been trying to like meet her needs in every single way. But at some point, I think sometimes you just have to say, "Oh, hell no." Like, there's going to be another client around the door that's going to be so much easier to work with that I don't need to deal with this hassle.
Exactly. That's a great oh hell no moment. I love it. So, Joanne, tell everyone where they can connect with you and where they can, find out information if they're interested in starting their own tutoring business.
Absolutely. So I've got a YouTube channel. You can just type in Joanne Kaminski on YouTube. You will find me, or you just go to youtube.com/Joanne Kaminski. That's the easiest way. Also, there's a free community of other tutors on the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors on Facebook. Feel free to come on in and join us. Just let us know that you found heard about me on the Oh Hell No podcast, and we will let you on into our community, and you can see, is this something that would be a good fit for me? Also, if you're ready, you're like, I know I want to start getting students like right away. I really want to try this out. You can go to onlinetutorcoach.com/50 and get that 50 plus ways to get online tutoring students. Or you can check out my book at onlinetutorcoach.com/book, where you will see how to start an online tutoring business making 4 to 5 figures a month.
I love it. Thank you so much, Joanne. This was a great episode and so much good information. I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, and I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right.